Alexander the Great. Genghis Khan, the universal ruler. The two mightiest warriors of the ancient age didn't just settle for an empire, but for the entire world. However, illness and battle took the better of them, and both passed, hungry for more. Alexander and Genghis were both great, but which one was better? The childhoods of both conquerors were significantly different. Alexander was raised in a rich household. Being the son of King Philip II and Queen Olympias, he was granted privileges such as his education, which was taught by none other than the esteemed philosopher Aristotle. In addition to his academic education, Alexander was exposed to military training from an early age. His father, King Philip II, was a military strategist and leader who recognized the importance of preparing his son for future leadership. As such, Alexander received hands-on training in the use of weapons, tactics, and military strategies by great generals. His mindset was shaped by his mother, Queen Olympias, who made him feel special by telling him that he was the son of Zeus and that his mission was to conquer the world. This fueled Alexander's confidence and his reputation as the seemingly invincible conqueror. While Alexander enjoyed the privileges of a royal upbringing, Genghis Khan faced a significantly harsher childhood. His father, Yesugei, was poisoned during a meeting with a rival tribe and announced dead a few days later. This left the family vulnerable, and as a result, they were abandoned by their own tribe, the Borjigin, since they thought it a waste to spare food for Genghis's family. Genghis, along with his mother, Holon, and his sister, quickly adapted as nomads, learning survival skills such as hunting, gathering, and navigating the terrain. Genghis learned the importance of alliances with tribes, as shown by the tribe that left him, that cooperation was key to survival. While Genghis was out in the wild, he was taught resilience, leadership, and adaptability, crucial skills for a conqueror. Alexander led his first major military campaign against the Persian Empire in 334 BC in the Battle of Granicus at the young age of 22. The battle took place near the Granicus River in Asia Minor. Alexander's army consisted of 40,000 soldiers, outnumbered by the Persians. Additionally, the Persians strategically positioned themselves on high ground, using the terrain to their advantage. Despite these challenges, Alexander proved confident in his ability to defeat the colossal army, and indeed he did. He pressed deeper into Persian territory, fighting toward the heart of the empire. Alexander was eventually crowned King of Macedonia following his father's death, but ruling the empire was not his concern. All he took part in was pillaging and conquests, which he pursued over several years. He successfully conquered the Persian Empire, winning countless battles across Asia, Egypt, and far beyond. He earned the titles Alexander the Great and the King of Kings. His victorious streak came to a halt when he faced the Indian Empire. As battles took a toll on his army, his troops, fatigued and homesick, pleaded Alexander to return home. Alexander, who became increasingly more fearful of defeat, decided to halt his campaigns and return home, but the homecoming was not as peaceful as they expected. The people were angered by his long absence, and Alexander encountered a multitude of political and internal problems as his close companions and generals plotted against him. All of this came to an end when one night he fell seriously ill after a drinking party in Babylon and died a few days later. His death triggered a power struggle among his generals, leading to the breakup of his empire into smaller Hellenistic kingdoms, ending his reign and empire. While Alexander might have had a sad and messy ending to his life, Genghis's proved to be more peaceful. After surviving in the wild, he decided to gather the fragmented Mongolian tribes into one. In 1206, he convened a grand assembly known as the Kurultai of tribal leaders from all different Mongol tribes and cleverly convinced them all to join together, since without cooperation, survival was not guaranteed. This was the rough beginning of the Mongol Empire. Subsequently, Genghis Khan expanded his vision beyond Mongol territory, beginning his legendary military battles. In the early 13th century, he achieved victories over the Western Xia and Jin dynasties in northern China. Turning westward, his forces conquered the Khwarezmian Empire and Persia, extending their reach into the Caucasus and Eastern Europe. The mere sound of his men's horse galloping struck fear into those who heard it. And when the Mongol army left, the villages were left in ruins and no one saw another day. Genghis once said, "I am the punishment of God. If you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you." All was going great for Genghis. He won victory after victory, expanding his empire to such an extent that it was deemed the largest empire of the known world. However, his reign came to a stop in 1227 against the Western Jia dynasty. While the exact way that Genghis died was unclear, the widely accepted belief is that he was hit by a mysterious illness. In the days following closer to his death, he took great lengths to keep it a secret. If word got out that he was ill and on the verge of death, his enemies would have a great chance to destroy the empire. When he finally died, his final resting place was a closely guarded secret. So much so that even his own family didn't know the location, and anyone who did would be executed. Unlike Alexander's empire, which collapsed after his death, Genghis's passing did not halt the Mongol Empire. His descendants continued the conquests, keeping the empire flourishing and stable. The clash of these ancient titans, Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan, was exceptional. Alexander, the privileged son of Macedonian royalty, expanded his empire through relentless conquests, but faced internal strife, ultimately succumbing to illness and leaving behind a fractured legacy. On the other hand, Genghis Khan, born in adversity, united Mongolian tribes, forging the formidable Mongol Empire. His ruthless and disciplined rule endured beyond his mysterious death, ensuring the empire's continued success through the hands of his descendants. Now, when pondering who was the better leader, Alexander the Great proved a tough opponent, but Genghis Khan emerges victorious. His strategic military mind, coupled with the vastness of his empire and ruthless conquests, establishes him as superior in the realm of battle.
To undermine the achievements of either ruler would be unsuitable, since there is an important lesson both of them teach us. The pursuit of power and conquest often comes at the cost of immense human suffering, loss, and the destruction of entire civilizations.